Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to FM21. It's Perfect Manager, episode number 6. We're in the preseason, and one of the first things that always happens in the new preseason is the updated reputation charts. Now, we started with literally a 1 of a possible 10,000. 10,000. And we have just one. So, minuscule, non-existent reputation. That literally put us as the last team in all of England. In just one season and one title, we've already moved up a fair bit. If you look at where our marker here for the slider is, where we are now, we're still just half star. We're still completely obscure. But compared to that marker going up to here and starting down here, we've already covered close to 20% of all clubs in England. That's significant progress for just one season. We've got a long ways to go in this. In fact, you can see just above us, one of the teams that we just beat out to get promoted, Godolphin, is still ahead of us with their reputation decreasing a bit. So we've got a ways to go. It's a small number, but it's a number, and it's bigger than whatever that one was before. So far, after a month of off season, we have not obtained any new players. We have the same group of players that we had at the end of the season. I have also only updated contracts for the top 7 or 8 players, plus actually I did bring in a couple players, but they're really just youth players. We've got a couple new U18s players who we brought in who had good potential compared to players on the roster and were 15, 16 years of age. And so they made simple additions to the squad. The only player on the team so far that's getting paid any sort of regular amount is Stephen Reed. Now, Stephen Reed is getting paid because, well, he's become our new player/coach, and in this case not a coach but a scout. So he's earning $4,000 to be our star player and then also be one of the club's new scouts. Now that we are moving up a division and semi-pro, we've had a slight adjustment to what our coaching staff should be. And the scouting part, we added one more scout slot. We have one more coach slot. We'll have to look at trying to fill that one here very soon. But that's it. Now, the other coach that we had was also a player. He is no longer a player. He has retired. So Stephen Orchard, who only had a few appearances, he was just on the outskirts of being a reserve player where he was good enough to be on the edge of the bench, has now retired and has become our second coach. He's still there. He's got the discipline, the determination, but then crap otherwise. And in fact, when it comes down to our coaching, something we never looked at really previously is that, well, we only have these couple of guys and they don't provide quality. So what we've done is we have our perfect manager literally coaching everything, which lowers what he's capable of. It lowers his quality across areas. We don't have to eliminate much to get him up to 4, 4.5, or even 5 stars, but we would have to eliminate a few categories. So as we move up, we're going to want to get a couple specialized coaches in who can take over, who can do that 3 stars or better in a category. Once we get to that point, we can eliminate a few, and it's going to increase that overall of our head coach in various in the rest of the areas. We can ultimately get him to 5 stars anywhere we want, as he is that perfect manager, and certainly would give us 5-star quality. You can see we're getting 3.5 in the fitness areas, so at least there's that. But we'll see if we can get a coach in. At this point, the coach has no actual impact really anywhere, as they're just kind of filling a void and not actually helping us. It's the season opener, and not what I expected for the season opener. I was saying at the end of the season that I was planning on swapping out roughly half the squad. this is the same first 11 that we finished the season with. No changes so far as Parsons goes close, near corner, just over the bar, maybe a foot above it. Pretty close chance on that one. We enter this season picked 5th in the preseason predictions. I think we are going to need a little bit more if we are going to claim victory this season. Simply going from amateur to semi-pro with the same group of players isn't going to help us be better for a higher tier. As Colin makes a nice play on that one, but they do get a second chance out of it. We then recover and then give it away. Give them a third chance. That looked offside. Yes, there's the flag. Okay. All right. Well, the reason why we have the same first 11 is absolute disaster that is our scouting department. More and more names are popping up on possible players, but we don't know squat about them. We can't get anything in terms of scouting. So I did something drastic a couple weeks back, and I took every player who was not currently on a squad, free transfer wise, and offered all of them trials. I had to do it in 2 phases because the club would only allow 30 at a time. So we've had roughly 60 players, or at least 50, 55 players in on trial within the last couple weeks. A good 30 to 35 of those, 40 of those are gone now. Not good enough. There are a handful that are good enough as teenagers that have some potential that we might want to bring in as long-term prospects, but nice bad turnover there. Real chance that we blew. Nearly halftime. Ooh, Coppin goes close there. And you can already see the step in quality that we're up against. This is tougher than what we were seeing in a lot of our opponents. We're still dominating 60-40, but it's not... The chances aren't as easy to come by with this same team on the field as to what we had. So there is that step in quality, and we are the same. We're the same team we were. So we'll see if we can actually pull a result out of this or not. Anyway, I have a few players out. The one retirement. We've had a few fringe players who were part of that first wave that would have been the initial starters that were then replaced, became bench players. They've gone on to other teams. And of course, with non-contracts, that makes perfect sense. Happens quick and easy. We have added a few so far from that group of trialists, but none of them are impact players. None of them are starters. We have a new reserve goalkeeper. We have a new reserve right back or something like that. We've added about 3 so far. Over an hour played. Parsons, real chance here. He's decent one-on-one, but he can't beat the keeper on that one. I thought for sure he was going to cut left, and where he had a lot more space and could have easily beat the keeper. Keeper really played him to that near post, and he took it. Oh, Coppin! Brilliant chance, and he goes straight at the keeper instead of, again, in this case, near post would have been better. Here's a chance for the opposition, and Holmes has to make a nice stop. 64th minute. We've been all over him, but unable to break this deadlock. No goals on the season yet. Cullum. Second chance. Davis. White. White finds Kazeni. Blasts it over. Again, another mistake. Another opportunity lost. 10-4 on the shots. 60% possession, 82% on the passing. The usual stuff that would have seen 3 or 4 goals last season, but this season so far, nothing. Here's White. Second chance. His cross goes nowhere. Good turn from Baxter. Keene's going to reset all the way back. Parsons is going to pick this up. He's going to have a real chance, and he curls that past the keeper. There it is. Opener came off of a mistake from AFC. Parsons just sneaks in there and gets that away. Gets that nice quick turn. Gets it on his right foot. He is clearly much more comfortable on his right foot than his left. As I'm the opposite. I'm a lefty, and I'm not very comfortable on my right. I celebrate much harder when I score with my right foot because it's so weak. Reed into White. White's going to get a chance here. He's got the cross to no one, though. Way too long. Coppin's going to pick it up, though. Cullum, nice overlap, but hang on to that too long. I think he was thinking about his options a little too much. We are in possession now, 80 minutes. I think we can drop to positive at this point. Start thinking about wasting some time. Coppin, nice. Oh, jeez. White needed to be crashing in on that far post. It would have been a tap-in if he does. If he attacks that far post. A lot of guys in an offside position. Ooh. Dang, that was a swirling, looked like a knuckleball maybe, the way that thing came out of there. Holmes makes a very nice save. Here's a real chance, but Cullum gets in there. Well done. Well done, sir. 13-5 on the chances. Let's change this up. Cautious, and let's get that time wasting going, and let's use those subs for what they're meant for, to kill off the game. Get Bat, and Crawford looks really tired, but I don't want to sub him off. Offside on that one. There you go. I only got through one of them. We squeak out 1-0. Now, we were still in control. Similar to last season, the XG was there. We should have had more goals than we got. Maybe it's just the finishing. I feel like I really need a few upgrades. White, for instance, barely scored a season ago. Why would I expect him to score now? Defensively, definitely one of the center backs. We could use a real upgrade there. I'd rather have one of those guys coming off the bench than having to rely on both of them. I think they're both better as reserve guys than our starters. Cullum and Reed are great. Davis is great. I'm happy with Coppin and Kazeni. Parsons and White, though, I'd like to see upgrades there. So hopefully we can find some players. But so far, we've really been unable to do so. And all of these trialists, these near 60 players that are available to us, just aren't good enough. So I'd love to see our scouting team actually come up with some better options as this season goes on, and even if it's slowly, upgrade, and even if randomly, whatever the case may be, I'd like to see us make some changes. The longer it takes, the harder it's going to be to be near the top of the league. Taking a look at the regular reports for this one, and based on current ability, we're still getting the scouting part done for these trialists, but we're getting pretty close to knowing a solid bit of information about them. Tyler Coombs is the first signing. That's our new reserve goalkeeper, 2-star, 4-star potential. Terrible aerial reach, though, so he's going to miss a lot of saves, and even on reflexes isn't that great. So not somebody I'm really wanting to invest in to develop. He's just adding some depth. Joe Charles we added, 2-star player, backup striker. I actually haven't even gone through to do a proper how is he, but outside of free kick taking and determination and some pace, he's got no skill otherwise. He's definitely going to have to develop if he wants to play. And you can see we've got Hassan here, 33-year-old right back. We've got a right wing. I know he's seen as right mid there, but right wing in Fletcher Williams, who we are on the verge of signing. But again, that's for potential, as 1.5 stars just is not enough. And then we've got a few guys left down here. And then here's that young bunch. So out of 55 players, we've still got, I'd say maybe 15 left that we're looking at. But you can see how none of them are really in a position to impact the squad in any way, shape, or form. It's still Harrison Davis, Stephen Reed, Matt Ward, Elliot Crawford, Noah Coppin, Kazeni, Cullum, Parsons. It's still the same core of players at the top of the list. Zero change to that. And that's out of 60 guys that we were able to go after. We need our scouts to come back with more if we're going to find anything else. Here's a new option, Max Clark. Let's go ahead and offer him a trial. We'll see what we get out of this Max Clark guy. By the way, if you just do the offer trial, it's always 1 week. And I hate that. You don't get enough of a look. And even when you finally get that look 5-6 days after, and you do know enough about the player, and then you go to sign them, and even if they sign, they still leave on trial, and sometimes things go haywire at that point. So I always manually go for the 4-week option. Why not? When you're done with them, just terminate the trial. We pick up now with the third match of the season. And of course, we added a few squad players, but then we lost a few squad players. So we're really in about the exact same place as we were both at the first game of the season as well as the end of last season. Not much has changed. So we just kind of need to get on with the task, and then as the season goes on, hope that our scouts find us some new players. Nice chance there for Coppin. I thought he was level. I thought he was level with the center back. He was certainly behind the fullback, but I thought he was level with the center back, but apparently not. Ward has picked up a knock. May need to sub. Great shot from Reed there. Even better save. There's Ward with that knock. I don't think I want to risk anything long term. This early in the season especially, it's just not worth it. So let's go ahead and look at subbing him. We've got Shane Batt. We've got Siri. Siri's a better option. Bring on Siri. Holmes reaches up, grabs that one before anybody else can reach it on that free kick. Here's Coppin. Nice first touch. And, I think we're a little fortunate on that one. I didn't see anything wrong with it. Looks like they got all ball, and it's saved out for a corner kick, so we don't get the goal that way anyway. I'm not a fan of those, and not a fan of that call necessarily, so I'm actually somewhat pleased. Somewhat. I'd rather be up 1-0 on merit, but I'm somewhat pleased that we did not get a goal the cheap way. All right, here's Kazeni off to the races, and really hangs on to that one too long. Had teammates, had the advantage, had a real shot, and blew it. There's a nice ball. Parsons. Tough shot there. Keeper played that really well. Really forced him into a bad place, and Parsons just does not go with that left foot no matter what. Here's Davis. Nice little turn there. Earns a throw. Kind of ran himself out of space. It looked like he decided a little bit late. But anyway, through the first 2 matches, we do have 6 points. There's only a few teams that have managed to win both of their opening matches, so we're already in a pretty good place in the league, even though our goal differential is still marginal. Coppin can't win that one. Or that one. That was offside. Where's the call? No call. It's out for a goal kick. That guy was well behind the defense. He started his run well before that ball was passed, but okie dokie. No harm, no foul, I suppose. 7-2 on the shots, 58% possession, 82% on the passing. All in all, good half, but much like our first game, very much like our first game, where there's really nothing doing. Into the second half. We'll see if we can do a little bit better here. Reed should have had that ball. He exposed that way too well, and Reed was already inside that shoulder. Just needed to get a foot in there. Doesn't. Kept their chance alive. They're up to 3 shots now. And we're already flying, coming up on the hour mark. Kazeni, Davis, finds Siri, Parsons, White. There's Reed in space. He's got White, and White totally blows that one. Golden opportunity. Near post is wide open, and he goes far post. There's the opener, finally, at the hour mark. Elliot Crawford did not get much in goals last season. The defender, not sure if he had any last season. Sent him back up for that free kick, and he makes that one count. Great cross from Reed on that one. Here's another chance. Another really nice one, and this one bangs off the post, but it stays 1-0, and now it's 2-on-2, but we're getting numbers back. Cullum, takes him out, but luckily we had guys behind the ball by time that happened, and therefore did not pick up a yellow or potential red. Davis clears this one out. Parsons is going to turn and go off to the races. He gets it into the box. It's 1-on-1, though. near post seemed like a much better option. He went for the very, very difficult far post angle on that one and then just missed it, where near post was easy. Keeper, yes, would have been anticipating that, but keeper was not in the best position for... Ooh, no. Oh, come on. You got to be kidding me. What a terrible penalty call. We twice now step up to the spot for no good reason. This one, Hancock, terrible penalty. The keeper stood his ground and just watched it go in. All right, 80 minutes. Oh, big takedown. No call. No call. Disallowed. Offside. Jeez, that was ridiculous. We just got ripped down. No ball contact at all. Just takes the man out. And then only offside by about 2 feet there. Fortunate on that. Otherwise, that would have stood. That was the foul, not the 2 penalties. That was the obvious foul. Boy, we suddenly seem to be falling apart here. I suppose it's time to go defensive and just see this game out. 85th minute. Let's look into subs. Coppin usually the one who happens to be a bit tired. Crawford's a bit tired. Kazeni's a bit tired. Oh, nice chance. And nice put away. And it's Kazeni with his third. Let's go ahead and bring it off after that one. We'll bring in Shane back. Have a substitution. It's 3-0. This game's over. We got it. We certainly deserved the 3 points today, but 3-0, I don't necessarily think that was deserved. I think it was a tighter contest than the scoreline suggested in the end. A couple of those goals coming on very late. One of them coming from the penalty spot. 2 penalties that I don't think we earned. They didn't look like penalties to me. But then they nearly get one back and were almost unlucky on their part. But that was the foul that should have been. So I suppose that makes up for it a little bit. And we're now just one of 2 teams, Newark and us, that sit on 9 points through the first 3 matches. Goal differential has them with a slight edge. Short term, though, that's not much of a problem. We've got a few teams that have yet to score anything. But, yeah, looking at what we got, we'll see. Yeah, I think it's way too early in the season to start making judgments on where any team is at. A few games, sure. I mean, you could tell that Three Bridges or Newark, you could tell which one's probably going to win head-to-head. But Three Bridges, it's only a -4 on their goal differential. Lansing's only a -3. They've lost 3 matches by a single goal. Eastbourne United, -9 through 3 matches. That's a bad team. That's about all we can tell for sure at this point. Ward only for a day or 2. That's good. He'll be fine. Just a bruised ankle. All right. Well, there's 2 things that I've not gotten into yet at all. And I think we're far enough now into this early second season. And we do have an established squad now. We're going to start taking a look at this. Stephen Reed, clearly corner kick, free kick taker. He is the man. So we want to get Stephen Reed in for, regardless of the side, we will bring him in for free kicks. Okay, Coppin. Back up left side anyway. Joe Charles, new man, could handle some free kicks. We'll put him as the backup there. Colin will handle the left side as a left back. I guess Reed will handle the right side as a right back. Let's not get into that just yet, or that. But we will get into penalties. Looks like Head has a bit of an advantage. Matty Ward. Not much for options. Not much. McFarland is the captain right now. You've got Harrison. All right, well, there's one more element of the game that we're getting into and getting set. Getting the captains and free kick takers sorted out. Next thing we need to do is we definitely need to get into our hierarchy and start establishing mentoring groups and whatnot, and getting that side of things sorted so we can start fixing some of the personalities. Short term, it really doesn't matter. This is still an amateur group and everything, but at some point, the team you have is the team you have. And even if they're low quality and there's not much that can be done, there's still certain things that can be done. And every little bit helps as we try to climb the ladder and get through level by level. So, we still need to take this level somewhat seriously. So forming the mentoring groups is a start. That is going to do it for this episode, though. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to hit that like button. I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. And bye for now.